Alrighty, so I am Megan Borland. I'm an AmeriCorps member serving with Harpeth Conservancy, and my role is as the Volunteer Restoration and Citizen Science Project Coordinator, which is a mouthful. It never gets easier to say. So we are Harpeth Conservancy. We're a science-based conservation organization based in Brentwood, Tennessee. Our vision is to provide clean water and healthy ecosystems for the rivers championed by the people that live here in Tennessee. So our goal and kind of how we strive for this mission is for all of the rivers in Tennessee to meet the state and federal water quality standards. And this is for the health of the public and the wildlife in Tennessee. And so to kind of like depict this goal, we have a fun little anagram. And so the R for restoration projects. So that's going to be our stream bank restorations and our tree plantings and river cleanups, things like that. The I for issues, addressing issues like pollution problems, sewage overflows, things like that. V for voice, we want to make sure that everyone has a voice in the decisions that affect their clean water and their access to it. E for educate and promoting best practices for individuals, businesses, landowners, government, all of that good stuff. Just educating them on all these best practices for clean water. Our recreation, just promoting responsible recreation. And then science, we do this again, science-based, so all through science, and this is conducting water studies, water quality studies, things like that. And so all of our work kind of falls into these four major categories. And so that's clean water protection, community engagement, rural protection and land use, science and restoration projects. And my internet is being not the best, but I think I know what comes next. So yes, LORs, perfect. So our next LOR, our Lessons on the River, which is our hands-on and in-person activities and programs like that, is going to actually be a winter solstice hike. And that is going to be in December. We know that, but we don't have the date and time locked down quite yet. So check back on our social media or our website to find more information about that really soon and sign up through our Eventbrite once we get that up. So a few ways that you guys can take action. You can report pollution problems or like fallen trees, things like that through our Water Reporter app. You can sign up for the Amazon Smiles or Kroger Community Rewards under Harpeth Conservancy. You can get our specialty license plate. You can volunteer with us. Again, those are like tree plantings, river cleanups, stream bank restorations, invasive removals, things like that. You can plan your own cleanup. Yeah, and a little bit more on our license plate. So part of the proceeds do, in fact, go to our organization. So if you're interested, there's cute little logo, not logo, decoration, whatever you call it. If that is something you are interested in, you can visit riverplatetennessee.org to learn more. So today, our conservation conversation is on glass recycling and repurposing, and Ellen Peterson is going to be our speaker. So I am going to stop sharing. Ellen, you can start sharing, and I'm going to read your bio real quick while you share your screen. Again. All right, so Ellen Peterson joined Justice Industries as the executive director in 2019. She grew up in Nashville, and after graduating from Auburn University, she moved to Houston, Texas, where she worked in the nonprofit sector, doing everything from program coordination and communications to event planning and fundraising. She has over 20 years of experience working with charitable organizations and a proven track record in successful fundraising, operations oversight, and organizational growth. Ellen and her family love the seasons, the beauty, and the people of Middle Tennessee. So Ellen, you can take it away. And then when you're done with our presentation, we will have a Q&A session.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having me. I am so excited to be here. I am a Williamson County resident, and I drive over or along the Harpeth River multiple times a day to get my kids to Grassland Elementary. So I so appreciate what the Harpeth Conservancy does, and I'm so excited to talk to you guys about what we do and talk a little bit about a partnership that we're going to enter into tonight as well. So yes, Justice Industries is a local nonprofit organization, and we are all about opportunity and sustainability. And if you will indulge me, this month is our 10th anniversary. So we had a video created that I'm going to share with you guys because it's a great summary of who we are and what we do. And then I'm going to speak more directly about our glass recycling program. So this is us.
Every time we pass somebody on the street corner holding up a "Will Work for Food" sign, we all feel like we could do that. We know we could do that.
One day Mark came to me, he said, "Sure, we'd be interested in doing glass pickup fees." And so that's for sure. I didn't really know it was not a job, you know, still a job.
We are a place of opportunity, we're a place of second chances, and we are a place where people that are often overlooked and have a hard time making a change in their life can really have a second chance with us.
I had trauma in my life, and they helped me with getting my life back together.
You know, it's so easy to look at people and say, well, they just get a job. And then you realize from hanging out with people like the ones we employ at Justice Industries, how tough it is for them to come by employment.
I look at this as job security. You want a job to be ready, it's our job to come to your house, take care of it, and make sure you're happy, just as we're happy to come to do the job itself.
Our employees provide goods and services to the community, and in turn are creating independence for themselves.
I tell other guys to come on, these are nice person people. If you stay with them and do right, and show them how much you love them and everything, they will help you.
So Justice Industries has a heart where they open themselves up to individuals and will help them become the productive citizen that they need to be and what God intended them to become. The dream is that if there is somebody willing to work and willing to be a part of a team that may be coming out of prison, they may be coming off an addiction, or may have mental health issues, that we can create an environment where they can actually thrive and make a living wage and actually move to being a contributor to society.
I feel like it's my job, you know, it's like, man, this is mine, or whatever. You get your own freedom, you know, no one micromanaging you, and it's nice. I love it. I love my customers, and I love how they respect me, and I respect them, and they appreciate what I do.
With the Just Watch team or the Just.Glass team, it's exciting to see them pull up and have a chance to get the work done, and you know that you need to have them do, but at the same time just also have the chance to connect on a personal level.
We have very good customers, and they're very elated when they do hear my voice, or they see the fact, oh, we're in for a treat. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to give them a treat and a show all at the same time.
At Justice Industries, we try to create a family environment.
There is an environment of family.
It's like, man, we don't want to leave.
That was always part of Mark's kind of mission and vision, is to have small businesses with individuals that act.
It's pretty magical to see the ways that these folks have just found a spot in the shelter of each other.
It's so hard to impact a large number of lives. What you're doing, though, is impacting a smaller number of lives in a bigger way.
It ain't about work, it's just happen. Sometimes too much.
In our mission to create small businesses to employ people, we have backed into becoming an expert in glass recycling. So I would really like for people in Nashville to start looking at Just Glass as your leading resource for all things for glass recycling.
You're helping the environment, and you also help people like myself.
Keep drinking them Coke. Keep drinking them RC. We'll pick them up.
We often say that our work is slow and tedious, but definitely worth it when you see someone's income and independence improve because it's predictable work. When you see someone who was homeless now qualify for housing because they can show a predictable income and paycheck.
I feel like we have just started at the trailhead with Justice Industries. I think there's so much that we can do, so many more folks we can employ.
Justice Industries is more than just work. It is a community of people creating jobs and opportunities and just loving each other.
Justice Industries is more than just work. It is an opportunity for growth.
It's new opportunities, it's hope, it's a chance.
It is a way of life.
It's a family.
It's lives.
It's a place to retire. That's it.
It's more of a lifelong journey, really figuring out kind of who you are.
They're like family who are trying to help others better their lives.
It's opportunity. It's a second chance. It's an open door.
Justice Industries, it's more than just work. It's a dream of changing the world from the bottom up.
So that is who we are. And what we're going to talk about tonight is our partnership with Harpeth Conservancy. So you saw a lot of our industries in that video. We kind of have three legs to our stool. We have Just.Glass, which is by far our biggest company and provides the most work for our team. We run residential and commercial glass pickups 6 days a week, and we provide close to 200 hours worth of work each week for our team. So that's our largest. And then you saw some car washing going on. We got a 3-year grant from St. George's Episcopal Church to launch a mobile car wash. And so we launched that in 2020. Great time to launch business. But it was actually amazing. So that's up and going and running strong. And then we have a combination of cleaning and mattress recycling. So we partner with property management organizations, management companies, and do sort of like their common grounds policing. We keep the pet waste stations filled, we sweep garage entries, we keep things free of debris, that kind of thing. So just some light maintenance there. So, but tonight we're going to talk about glass because that is what our shared mission kind of is around the sustainability of what we do. So a little statistics for you. They say that 95% of the glass in Nashville goes directly to the landfill. The greater Nashville area and metro does not offer curbside glass recycling because it's expensive. And I'll get to that in a minute, but experts estimate that it takes about 1 million years for one glass bottle to break down in a local landfill. So last year, Just Glass kept 220 tons of glass out of our area landfills with just the customers that we have, the residential and the commercial customers that we have, and we just scratched the surface on what we could do. So another thing I like to share is that a ton of natural resources are saved for every ton of glass recycled, and more than 1 ton of carbon dioxide is reduced for every 6 tons of glass recycled. It's kind of a mouthful of math, but in 10 years, Just Glass has recycled close to 4 million pounds of glass, 2,000 tons. So if you do the quick math on that, that means we've cut about 333, we've reduced the carbon emissions by about 333 tons. So it's a small operation, but it really is having a big impact on our area. So, so what we provide is residential service. We provide this lovely little bin here. Now it's green. That's an old bin, but we provide a free 18-gallon bin. It costs $18.50 a month to get pickup twice every other month, every other week. So bi-weekly pickup every other week. And we have almost 900 residential customers in the greater Nashville area. In August, we just expanded to Franklin, and so we're hoping to grow that area. So that's one thing I'm crossing my fingers, hoping that you guys might have a reach that can help us do that. So we also do a lot of commercial service. So we do bars, restaurants, hotels. We did all the glass recycling for Ascend Amphitheater this past season. We do Bellmead Country Club, Richland Country Club. We do the Country Music Hall of Fame for all their events that they have. 2020 was hard. We lost everyone, obviously, when people shut down. But it's been so encouraging to see the bars and restaurant owners who really value sustainability that have come back. So we do some hotels, lots of little small, we do a lot of distilleries. We do a lot of small restaurants and things like that. So the pricing for that is really based on volume of glass and frequency of pickup. So anytime anyone wants a commercial pickup, that's just a custom quote. I usually get on the phone, talk to them about how much glass they have, when they want the pickups and all that sort of stuff. But we try to make it affordable and easy for people to do. And we might get to this question later, but a few years ago, I think it was Mayor Barry who's tried to start the honky tonk glass initiative. I don't know if that sounds familiar to anyone, but it's real hard to get down in the alleyways, and a lot of downtown bars and restaurants don't have storage. So these bins that we use that you can see here, even in East Nashville, like it's really easy for someone to just put a bin out back. They don't have to have a lot of space, a big loading dock, and we can collect it rather than like some of the big truck, like waste management type trucks that they were trying to make work with honky tonk glass. It's just too cumbersome. That's not the way you're going to make it happen, in our opinion. So why is glass recycling important? Well, it's actually efficient and easy to recycle. It's not hard or complicated at all to recycle. And there's so many secondary uses for glass. So it can also be recycled indefinitely without losing its quality. So recycled glass melts at a lower temperature than creating glass from scratch. And so it saves on energy in that way, and it reduces, it preserves our limited resources, and it really reduces the amount of glass that lands in a landfill. With Nashville as kind of the it city and it's booming, we're going to run out of space, and glass, I mean, this is just all glass in this picture. So you can see how much space that would take up in the landfill. So to keep it out of there and to recycle it is, it's really not hard to do. The reason that no one does it in Nashville is, like I said, it's expensive because it's heavy. So we're going to talk about what happens to the glass that we collect, because that's the number one question everyone has. I mean, I've had so many people say, so you just throw it in the Harpeth River? And I'm like, of course not, but there has been a lot of headlines recently around the recycling stream and the trustworthiness of the recycling stream. So we are so thrilled that we have a partnership with Strategic Materials, which is actually a national company. I think their headquarters is in Houston, Texas, but they recycle glass at lots of different facilities around the country. So the glass that we pick up right now gets shipped to Atlanta, where they have a processing facility. And when I say they process it, they either crush it or melt it or heat it or shake it. They have all kinds of different ways to repurpose it. And it can be used to create more containers. It can be used in abrasives, like instead of sandblasting, you can use glass. It's used in fiberglass. It's used in highway bead, the reflective stripes that you see that glow back at you at night. That's teeny tiny little glass beads in there. And then there's all kinds of specialty uses for glass. I don't know if anyone has traveled out of the new wing at the airport, but that whole new section, that whole new D section, all of that floor is actually pressed recycled glass. So there are a million uses for it. So we partner with Strategic Materials. They have a recycling center in Ashland City, and right now it is freighted to Atlanta. But the good news is that their plant manager, who's a lovely gentleman named Ed Brown, just joined our board, and he is working with Strategic Materials at the corporate level to reprocess glass locally. So that means it doesn't have to be freighted. You just have to get it to Ashland City to be repurposed. which they're going to reprocess locally, and they're going to use it. And they already have third-party customers that will buy it for abrasives and fiberglass use. So that's really good news for environmentally. It could create a little competition for Justice Industries, but we feel perfectly poised to handle it. So it's going to be really exciting to see that happen over the next few years, hopefully sooner. So, but it saves on shipping costs. And the reason, like I said, Waste Management doesn't necessarily pick up glass. You can take it to one of their facilities, but they ship it to the same place in Atlanta for it to be reprocessed. So it'll be exciting to have something a little bit closer to home. So the second part of our mission that we talked about tonight is opportunity. The people that you saw in the video, everyone that we hire is coming out of a situation that makes them almost unhireable. So we hire people that are 8 weeks out of jail. We work with partner organizations in the Nashville area like Project Connect, Operation Stand Down, Welcome Home Ministries, Park Center, because we don't provide social services at all. So a lot of the people that we hire need comprehensive wraparound services. But what we can do is give them predictable work so that they can get back on their feet from whatever they're struggling to turn around. So this is a member. This is just a pic of some of our most recent team. Our buddy Eugene right here, you saw him in the video. I'm so sad he left, but he got a great job. So that's a win for us. So if somebody needs us as a stepping stone and they can have a solid work history with us, and then he went to Amazon. So it's hard to say no to that. You know, he's going to get benefits in 90 days, and he's going to have some more flexibility with how he drives. And so we were very excited for that. But these are some of our team members that are working with us still. You saw Cheryl in the video. Our friend right here, she was kind of the impetus for it all. She and Mark had the original relationship, and she kept going to Mark, and, you know, she needed diapers for the kids, or she needed money to get food, or she needed whatever. And Mark was a pastor at First Presbyterian Church in Nashville down on Franklin Road. And, you know, after forming a friendship with her, he's like, Cheryl, you don't need any more money. What you really need is a job. So let's figure out how to get you a job. And that little spark has led to this. So it's very exciting. But one thing that I love is that I firmly believe that work matters, because income offers a long-term sustainable solution to lots of the problems our people face. It's not going to turn their lives around automatically, but having predictable work, it provides dignity. A lot of people that are coming out of addiction need purpose. They need to go somewhere. They need to have meaning and something to get up for. And so it really does move people from dependents to contributors of their communities. And we've seen that happen. We've definitely seen that happen. So I think I said this earlier, but Just.Glass alone provides almost 200 hours worth of work for our team. So we run residential and commercial pickups 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. And we launched, I should have put this in the video, but we started a new software system, a new automated software system back in May, which has just been life-changing. So now we have 2 teams going out in 2 vans using a software system called Optimo Route that really has sharpened our efficiency a lot. It's a great way that we communicate with our customers. You get an email reminder, you get a text reminder, and if you forgot to put your glass out, you get a text about that. The only problem about that is lots of people call our manager, our glass manager, like, oh, I just missed them. Can they come back? Which we sometimes do, but if we're too far gone, we won't. But it's just a personal touch, and a lot of our customers really get to know the team that picks up their glass. So it's really sweet. So this is the relationship that we have started with Harpeth Conservancy. So in 2017, I believe, we did this pilot program with Montgomery Bell Academy. They have a boys service club that raises money for special outreach projects for the year. So they do all the work, they raise all the money, and then they choose how they're going to spend it. They had a parking lot down at the Titan Stadium that got sold. And so they lost all that revenue, which was quite a bit of revenue for them. So we said, you know what, we're new, we're growing, we need some help increasing our customer base. You need a little bit of money. So we said, why don't you help promote our service and we'll give you a residual income on every customer you recruit. So what started in 2017 with that pilot program has now grown to 23 schools participating. We have the Tennessee Environmental Council on board, we have Qantas on board, and we now have Harpeth Conservancy. So the goal is you guys have a unique Just.Glass sign up link. It doesn't cost you any more or any less. You just sign up using that link, and then we track the number of customers that you guys help us recruit and get, and then we give you $3 per month per customer for as long as they're a customer. So with MBA right now, they have about 80 customers, so that's like 250 almost, 260. I can't do math that fast. They residual monthly income, so it equals to almost $3,000 a year, which is not a huge amount, but for such little effort and for such a important piece of sustainability, it's really kind of a win-win for everyone. So I'm going to actually share that link, and then so that you guys can kind of see what that looks like. Let me see if I can share my other screen. New share. I'm going to share this screen. So this, does that say Harpeth Conservancy glass pickup charge monthly? Is that what you see? Okay, so when you go to our website, you're not on there yet because this is all kind of brand new, and our social media and marketing coordinator just had a baby, so she works at night, so she'll do it tonight. But there'll be a link directly from our website, and it just takes you here. So this is the same sign up page that anyone that signs up for glass is, but this helps us track how many people want to be associated with Harpeth Conservancy. So then about 2 to 3 times a year, our controller looks and sees how many subscribers that are in the Harpeth, the Harpeth Conservancy category, and then we just pay you. So it's really pretty great, but you guys have a reach that we don't have. And we don't want to spend a whole bunch of money as a nonprofit on a lot of advertising. And when you have a synergistic partnership, both working towards the same goal of keeping rivers clean and, recycling glass, taking care of our environment, and putting people to work, we just feel like it's kind of a win-win-win. So, so let me go back to the other screen. And I have one more little piece to show you. This is just helpful so you can kind of see what the process is. If you sign up, then this is what happens. This is much shorter than the first one, not to worry.
Justice Industries. It's more than just work. It's a dream of changing the world from the bottom up.
So that is kind of what we do in a nutshell. I would love to answer questions or hear what you have to say, or anything like that. Should I stop sharing, Megan? Do you want me to stop sharing, or?
Up to you. Do you have a slide with your social media and stuff?
Oh yeah, I do. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're fine. Just
there we go.
Yeah, pop that up.
Yes. And then this QR code, I don't know if you're on a laptop or if you're watching on your phone or whatever, but if you scan that QR code, it'll take you straight to the sign up page that I shared. And I think Haley has all of that information, and y'all are going to start communicating that. Oh, and I forgot. I should be on the slide. If you type in Harpeth, you get your first month free. So write that down. and Haley has all that information too. But if you type in Harpeth, if you sign up today, type in Harpeth in the coupon code, and you get your first month free. And that's y'all can use that as long as you want. I don't care if that expires. So I meant to add that.
Well, I think this is an amazing, amazing, amazing partnership, and I'm super excited for it. I'm glad we were able to work it out. I do have a question to kind of kick off our Q&A. So I know in Nashville, a lot of the people that live here are renters. And so is there an easy way for people to like transfer service with you if they decide to move?
Yes, absolutely. All it is a call or an email to our route manager.
Okay.
So she has a ton of communication with our customers. So sometimes we've had this a lot lately. A lot of people are building. So they reach out to Jeannie and they're like, we're in temporary housing, we're building, can you suspend our service? When we move in 6 months, we'll pick it up again. So we're very flexible with that. And when you sign up, there's no long-term commitment. You can cancel anytime if you just don't have enough glass or it's just not working for you. We don't lock you into kind of a yearly contract or anything like that. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and we'll part as friends. But it's very easy. If you need to transfer it, then that's also easy to do too. So we do service some apartments. That's a tiny bit tricky. If you live on the 5th floor, we're going to ask you to bring it down to the lobby or something, or if you have gated access that we can't get into. But if that's something that's a hindrance, then really just talk to us and we'll see what we can make work. So
That's awesome. I love how like flexible you guys are.
yeah.
I may have missed this, but are there any area restrictions or location restrictions that you guys have as far as like how far out will you go? Are you just in Davidson County or like anything like that?
Yes, we are in, and that should be on that sign up page. We are in 18 zip codes. So we're in all the zip codes for Franklin, and we go up towards Donaldson, and we do have a little bit, I think, in Antioch, but we don't go all the way up to like Hermitage. So if you type in on the page, if you type in your zip code and we're not in that zip code, just shoot us a message and ask us. Lots of times people shoot us a message and then we get your address and maybe you're like 2 miles outside the area. So we'll add you. So the routing system that we have would give us all kinds of information on that. But we are now in 18 zip codes. So all the Davidson County ones, we go north as far as Donaldson area, maybe tippy-toe into Hermitage, and then go down all the zip codes in Franklin.
So you're definitely in Bellevue?
Oh, definitely. Yes. We have lots of
Nice.
customers in Bellevue.
That's really what my question was.
Yes, we have lots of customers in Bellevue.
Ellen, I have a question.
Yes.
There are several recycling locations throughout the different counties and cities here in Tennessee and Middle Tennessee. So where does that glass go, and how do we get it to you guys to get it to be recycled?
Are you talking about like the convenience centers, like on
Yes.
Sneed or out in Bellevue? Yeah. Those are managed by the city. So the ones you see in on Sneed Road, that's managed by Williamson County. I do 99% think that all Williamson County's glass goes to strategic materials. Paul said that to me one time. I think Metro's glass goes to waste management, but waste management sends it down to Atlanta to strategic materials to be reprocessed. So those contracts are with the city. So we don't really do much with that stuff, but what we hope to do is that, save you the trip, save you the back-breaking trip and come get it and kind of be the middleman for it. So did that answer your question?
Absolutely. And I just think it's phenomenal and what you guys are doing for so many people. And to me, it's worth sharing this opportunity and putting our glass out with your organization. And instead of taking it down to some of these convenience centers, I think it's just a very good thing to do.
Oh, thank you. Well, we hope lots of people think the same thing. So
are all types of glass recyclable with you all? And I mean, are there any limitations to the types of glasses? I noticed that they were sorting by color, I assume.
I think that was just for the video because we don't sort by color. When
Okay.
you have one of our bins, you can throw all the same color glass in the bin and we take it, and we don't really sort it. Sometimes they take your bin and dump it into bins we have in the vans to stack it and shove as much as they can in there safely so they don't have to do as many trips up to Ashland City. So that's what some of that video was from. But no, you don't have to sort by color. We don't take like ceramics. That's a different kind of processing, but any kind of mixed use glass, jars, bottles, stuff like that. And you don't have to peel the labels. You don't have to do anything like that. I mean, it's nice if you rinse it because, oh gosh, you should smell our bands. They smell like a stale fraternity party. So if you can rinse it, that helps, but you don't even have to do that really, because when it gets to Ashland City, it gets shipped. I mean, when it gets to the reprocessing facility, they're going to heat it and sand and sort it and shake it and blast all the paper off of it. So I can't wait for them to start doing that here, because we're going to go out and do a video about that. So that'll be exciting. Okay, so David said, really curious about your scale. Do you consider new line of business? If everyone in Nashville started being a customer of Justice Industries, where would you scale the business? That's a great question. And we get asked a lot if we would go outside of Nashville. Almost like we've gotten a lot of questions about some southern smaller counties. And we've gotten some questions from Cookville because they're kind of between Knoxville and Nashville. So if we could scale, I think that we would work with Strategic Materials to go towards other sites that they have in the state that are kind of like the Ashland City before they're adding the bottling facility. Does that make sense? Because the facility in Ashland City has raised the corporate funds to bring bottle processing to Middle Tennessee. But if we could go to Crossville or Cookville and run glass there and freight it to Ashland City, that's a lot cheaper than freighting it to Atlanta. So yeah, if we could scale, I think that the next step would be to expand into outlying areas in Middle Tennessee, which makes me hyperventilate a little bit, but hey, it's exciting. So does that answer your question? A lot of people don't realize that Nashville's glass is going to Atlanta. A lot of people don't realize that. So.
And why did Nashville Metro rather stop recycling glass? Because originally they did pick up glass. Do you know the reason why they stopped? And David had asked that earlier.
Cost, 100% cost.
Okay.
When Megan Berry did honky tonk glass, it kills me because we weren't kind of where we are now. Like with our routing software and some of the systems we have in place, we can scale tremendously, but we weren't there in 2016 when they were trying honky tonk glass. But it just kills me. I think if you could have invested in Justice Industries, what you invested in that failed project, then it would be a game changer. But it was cost, and they were trying to do it like with big trash trucks and stuff. So it just wasn't, it's not feasible in the downtown honky tonk, what they were trying to do, all the alleyways, and also at Tootsie's. I mean, you're going to have to go at 6 p.m., at midnight, at 2 a.m., for the space that they have available to collect enough glass, because they're producing so much glass. So, so I think it's just cost. Because it's expensive to buy those trucks, it's expensive to haul it and freight it to another place for reprocessing, and it's hard to get people on board. And not everyone, but we have this problem with some of our country clubs. They have staff that are trying to finish a shift, and so you get trash mixed in with glass and trying to keep it separate. And downtown and honky tonk glass, I think they had a big problem with that as well. So you know what? I would love to have merch. That is one of my goals, but we don't right now. But I would love, we just added some new board members, and we have a highly creative person coming on board. I'm going to make that her 2020 mission, just to get some merch. We need some bumper stickers for sure.
I will just say that I feel like I can probably speak for everyone, at least my age, that my glass recycling just sits in a pile for so long. Right now it's in the back of my trunk, and it has been there for months. So like finding out about your organization is a game changer, because I'm just too lit. Like there's not that many places to drop your glass recycling off at, and it's just not convenient, and I'm busy. And so yeah, this is an incredible organization.
Yeah. Well, I think I told you I live in the grassland area. So I drive right over the Harpeth River, right by the Sneed recycling processing plant multiple times a day to take my kids to school. And I have friends that know what I do that live in Hunter's Bend, or no, Horseshoe Bend, I mean. And they're like, yeah, I'm paying you to take my glass. They drive by the recycling center every single day and they're like, nope, you can still come get it, because it is. If you have the disposable income to do it, it's a great, it's because glass is, it's just heavy, and you have to sort it when you're there, throw it in the clear and the green, and so it's a pain. That's why people don't do it. So oh, someone said you've also, so someone's had a car wash. That's off topic, but thank you. We do use minimal water for our car washes. It's really kind of cool. The truck is all self-contained, so we spray off the debris, and then we use these solutions to kind of hand buff it. So we're not just like pouring tons of soap and water and everything down the drains.
That's awesome.
That's really cool. You keep mentioning that, like we're sending all of our glass down to Atlanta. Is that pretty common for, like, I guess I'll say like middle-sized, medium-sized cities, like in just the Southeast, I guess?
Yeah, I do think it has something to do with the city size. I mean, I can't definitively say, but Strategic Materials, like I said, they're corporate in Houston, so they're going to put those kind of facilities that are going to generate the most money, because they have to have third-party people to sell it to. So one of the ways Ed Brown, our board member and the plant manager, got them to invest in the equipment and the startup and the capital to build that out here in Ashland City was to prove to them that it was going to be profitable. Because a company like Strategic Materials is often looking at the bottom line, not that they don't care about people and the planet, but they've got to have the third-party people to sell it to. So Ed worked really hard laying the foundation for that. There's just a lot more opportunity, I guess, in bigger cities, because I used to live in Houston and we could throw it all in. But I mean, there's 1 million people that they could sell it to in a city of 4.5 million people, so I don't know if city size, I feel like it would have an impact on that. And also the equipment and the capital needed to have those at recycling centers is a big investment for Strategic Materials. So they have to look at the bottom line on that, making money. So I mean, that's my best guess.
Are there any plans to go beyond glass, plastics, anything like that? And I don't know if I'm asking for you guys or if I'm asking for Strategic Materials or what I'm asking, but.
Yes, I get that question a lot. And actually, I get that question, especially for bars and restaurants, just to have an aluminum component. And actually, we could sell our aluminum. So we could be exploring that, because people will pay for aluminum. They don't pay, you have to pay people to take your glass. But yeah, we have gotten that question from some bars and restaurants saying, if you could give me another bin, I could throw the aluminum in one and the glass in one, and then, haul the cardboard or whatever myself. But so yeah, that has yet to be explored, but that is, that's out there. So
cool.
Yeah, because we're already there, we're already collecting it. And if we're taking it to the same place, then great, small surcharge. There we go.
So this is kind of off topic a little bit, but I'm just curious. You have your employees that are like out in the field doing the car washes, collecting the glass, all of that, but who, like, you're kind of behind the scenes, if you will. So, and I know you mentioned your board. How many of you guys are there, I guess?
Right now we're a little short staffed and our team of people is 13. So
Okay.
We're trying to hire 2 more. But one of our core values is upward mobility for our team. So just last month, we got to promote 5 people into new positions. So our route manager for all of Just.Glass, all 900 customers, all commercial stuff, she was previously incarcerated. So she started on the glass route 1 day a week, working maybe 5 hours a day at a very small wage. And she this is her 5th year this month with us. And she's promoted through the ranks. car wash coordinator, Tyrone, he was hired and he has now been promoted to just wash coordinator. So I train him on customer, like the back end of stuff with the customer interfacing on rescheduling and the software that we use for booking and all that training that we do. We promoted one of our most recent hires into a team training lead. So when we onboard people, we make sure that they go out with someone who can show them the ropes, show them the do's and don'ts. And we call that our team trainer. So we try to give as many leadership roles and responsibility to our team members as possible.
That's awesome.
It would be, I'm the executive director. We have a part-time controller. We have a social media. She lives in North Carolina, social media marketing girl, and our administrative director. Those are the only people that I wouldn't consider sort of like mission employees.
Right.
Meaning we could all pass a background check. So Tyrone does. He is the best with customer service. He is so good. So if you haven't had a car wash, we also, nice plug. Car washes make great stocking stuffers and Christmas gifts for the people who have everything. So we have gift cards on the site where you can buy a gift card, and people that really grew our customer base early this year, with people who are like, I got this gift card. I'm so excited. Can't wait to use it. So keep that in mind for people who have everything. Give them a car wash.
David also asked about if you're familiar with Goodfill, a natural business partner, possibly.
I am not familiar with them. I'd love to know more about them. If you want to connect with me, David, I'm going to put my email here.
Yes, they're incredible. I get some of my things from them. They are very focused on like zero waste. And so they have a bunch of reusable items. And so like a lot of, like they have soap, like you can buy a bunch of like glass jars and stuff. And then you can buy like refills for.
Are they in 12th South area?
They are off of Fatherland in East Nashville, I think. They might have another location opening up soon.
Okay, I think I did a kind of like a town hall with them with the Tennessee Environmental Council, and they were doing a giveaway. So yes, like zero waste stuff. You take your own jars and fill your own soaps. Yes. And yeah, okay. Yes. I do need to connect with her. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. I don't know if we have any more questions, a little last minute questions to squeeze in. We might finish a couple minutes early. That's okay.
I have one more question for you, Ellen.
Yes.
What about incandescent bulbs and stuff like that? Are there certain types of glass that you do not take?
Yeah, we can't do light bulbs because that does have to go through a different stream. I know that at Strategic Materials, they'll do plate glass, like window panes, windshields, things like that. And if we took some stuff to them and that, we would have to sort and get to them. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure where the light bulbs go. I can ask Ed. So.
All right, I'm going to share my screen real quick to kind of wrap up. I can find it. There we go, possibly. I couldn't even get it up last month, so, And now, of course, it started me at the beginning, so this is fun. I just wanted to share my social media. So follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We have a YouTube channel. If we can get to the very end. There we go. Cool. So it's at Harpeth River on Facebook, at Harpeth River on Instagram. Twitter is at the Harpeth River, and our YouTube is Harpeth Conservancy. So be sure to follow us. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Ellen, for speaking to all of us. And I really hope that we are able to really make the most of this partnership and expand it. And I hope we get all of your Franklin customers for you. And as far as CCs go, or conservation conversations, we will not be having one next month just because December, Christmas time, it's a busy season. So we will be taking a month off But be sure to check out our social medias because they will be coming back in January. So be sure to follow along to see which one comes next. So I think that is all for tonight. Thank you everyone for joining us. If anyone has any last minute comments or anything, you also feel free to email me, and I will be sending out an email to all of our attendees with a survey and Ellen's email and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, thank you. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions you have. I'd be happy to engage more. So thank you so much for having me.
Ellen, thank you so much for providing the service to the area and for protecting our earth.
Thank you so much, Ellen. This was great.
Yeah.
Thanks.